What's going on, everybody? 10 minutes to close, Thursday PM session. We're mostly fully allocated. Just looking at the portfolio, seeing Taylor Morrison down on good news today really kind of inspired me to hop on and kind of, potentially unload the clip here. Reading about their news, they basically paid off almost $200 million of 6% interest that was due in a few years. From some acquisitions. Sheryl Palmer, she's just an awesome CEO. She's one of the highest confident CEOs that is in the market. I like the stock closer to 24 bucks, but under 25. I think this is a great buy. It trades around 18 times earnings. They're not as affected by the timber, the lumber prices as the headlines are going to lead you to believe. And then they're in a good segment where they're building homes. Kind of across the American Southwest. But this is a company that I really like. We're getting into obviously a key level here. And we've been consolidating. If we can hold the 50-day here, maybe we'll hold off on this and maybe we can get it at 24 bucks. Let's be disciplined. So just checking in on this one. I mean, you can kind of see the rising wedge against the $25 level. So I think it's going to hold and break out to new highs ultimately. So this is definitely a stock I want to be invested in. Also, I just believe in the CEO. And if you look at my holdings, Jensen, Jack, Elon, Tim Cook, Shantanu, I mean, those are the CEOs I believe in most. I mostly am, the management of the company, when I'm talking about that, the executive management, the board, the visionary people at the top, how invested they are in their own companies. And I want to bet that they're going to keep doing what they do and changing the world, and not a over romanticized sense, but this is who I want to be aligned with. Maxar crushing it today. This is another company I think is really interesting. To be totally honest with you guys, I found this company on Instagram and I just followed their page, and they do really high quality. I love overview. The overview effect is something that I really enjoy personally. And they make really interesting software that, they make satellite equipment, but the imaging, it's just really interesting. Check out their Instagram. Then looking through their chart, obviously they've had a brutal kind of stretch here for the last, what's our frequency out here? That's because that's what we want. So you can really kind of tell that we're at this breakout level. Goofy. Okay. That's more like it. Okay, so you can tell that we're at this $26, $27 level. If we can hold this, we're going to have completely retraced this level, and we'll probably break out. Maybe these investors were just too early. Clearly they were. But this pattern, typically, once we get a new breakout, can be a pretty explosive move higher. It's only $1 billion company, $2 billion company. So I think that's one that could potentially get bought out by somebody. Trades at 5.5 times earnings. So shout out to the people that bought it for $6, $7 a share this year. But currently trading 27.5. Our only green position today. So I had to give it some love. Tesla, all over the place. It's going to be volatile until it gets through this battery day. That's all it is. So I think anywhere under 420 is a good buy. It's ridiculous. We're talking about all momentum and not hype, because it's real, but it's all going to be about the sentiment of investors. If they, we very well, we could test the 50-day. If this battery day is underwhelming, we'll definitely test the 50-day, which is $350. So don't touch this if you don't want to take some risk, but I I've been in this off and on since pre-split, and it's treated me kindly, and they typically deliver when they have events like this. So, um, again, Elon's entire compensation is based on the stock price of this company. So, um, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to game the system, not in a negative way, but he knows what he's doing. So, staying long with Elon can constantly not get the right price in Square, but staying long term, it's a more volatile one, and you'll see it um, kind of have bigger gappier days. Um, Again, we might test this 50-day. I think we might have done it today. Closing above 140 looks nice, even though we had kind of a volatile one. We've based out, and we're starting to go higher. So if we can get above 146, we're kind of at some key levels with everything. NVIDIA 497 is a number that I have through my charting on my other 487, 497. It's cleared and holding above both of those. Currently at about $500. So feeling pretty confident, even though the market's down pretty significantly. We're off the lows of the day. I think we'll probably have a decent day tomorrow, rebounding from this into the weekend. Goose them up into the close. And then let's do a quick looking at all of the NASDAQ 100. The most overbought on stochastic is DraftKings. So I think we're going to start to see potentially this guy come back to earth or cool off. Who knows? Are there any adjustments? No, let's hold off. Let's save our remaining buying power for tomorrow. Looking at the markets, NASDAQ's down 1.3. We're down 0.64. So we're doing better than everything already. So I think by starting tomorrow, we'll start beating the benchmark of these indexes every day. That's the goal. Always beat the NASDAQ. If you always beat the NASDAQ, get close to it, more often than not, you're going to make money over time. So let's go back to our positions here, our biggest losers. And we're mostly invested all the way. Going back to our balances, we have about $1,200 left of cash. Yeah, $1,200. So, and 40,000 in positions, 39,000 in positions. So we're mostly fully invested. Maybe we're a little early, but I mean, you're always going to be a little early or a little late. The idea of timing is kind of ridiculous. I can't touch this account for, you know, sorry, phone call again. You can't touch this account for another couple decades. So I'm not. Leave me alone. Sorry, live stream. You get the real. My phone goes off all day. Sometimes I'm gonna get distracted. So market looks good overall because we tested some lows and we've bounced. The numbers look worse than they are. So with 3 minutes to close. With 3 minutes to close, we've tested the lows and we've started to bounce. Let's see what the overnight session does, see how we open tomorrow, but I'd love to see us reverse some of these negative days we've had, because it's been about 2 weeks now of selling pressure. Let's check in on the SPY real quick before we sign off. So our goal today was to close above this blue line, which, I mean, we opened on, we came up to the level that line across, the black line is the pre-COVID highs. So again, we're kind of in this rising wedge situation. Closing above 333 is great. We're $3 above that. I think we're going to get a deal from the federal government. They're going to throw a bunch of money at this thing. If we're lucky, CNBC will do a markets in turmoil tonight, tomorrow, and we'll be back up on highs, getting going next week. That's what I'm playing for. So appreciate you guys hanging out in the live stream. for supporting the Patreon, the YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. You know, while we're red, there's nothing that's like, we need to just unload the clip and get in there. So let's just be patient, hold on to our last little bit. But we're going to go all the way allocated before the end of this weekend, and then we're just going to let this portfolio go. And then any new purchases will be funded by trimming some other positions. So in order to add anywhere, we'll have to be at such high conviction, we'll have to liquidate one of our top. And I like to keep it that way, where we're not reaching on stuff, where, you know, moving forward, we're going to need to sell Tesla, Square, Nvidia to buy other positions. So it'll be, do you think this company will perform, you know, at or above? All right, there's the bell. Maybe that's my cue. Markets, nice, closed up, bounced off, you know, still not a great, you know, honestly, this is a pretty decent session. I'm not mad at this. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. Today was also option expiration for September. So there's going to be a clearing of the deck. A lot of money just died when you heard that bell 30 seconds ago. So we'll have a little funeral for all that options money that just expired worthless. And we'll hold on to our equity that kind of gets rocked around in that ocean. But I think now we're going to start to see some positive footing, which means we'll probably be down 1,000 points in the Dow tomorrow. So who knows? Hope you guys have a good night, and I'll check in with you tomorrow.